one? You do not believe in the Bible. Why not? Do you believe in God? You don't even believe in God. You can't believe that all of us just came from the Big Bang Theory, science.
Ridiculous to say. People believe in science more than people lean more to science than they lean to God.
Hey. Trey? Alright, what's up, Trey? My name is Yuri. So I got a question for you, man. You believe in the Bible? You do not believe in the Bible. Why not? Do you believe in God? You don't even believe in God. Give me Psalms 14:1. Look, man. You gotta believe that you came from something. You can't believe that all of us just came from the Big Bang Theory, science. You know what I'm saying? There was an actual creator to all things. All things work together. If humans wasn't on this planet could self-suffice itself. But the humans destroy it by the things that we do outside of the will of God. Read what you got.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 14, verse 1. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God.
So the Bible says that a fool will say that there is no God. So tell me your reasoning on why you believe there is no God.
So you said to not believe in science. That's what you just said at the beginning, right?
I said people believe in science to the point that they try to say that God is not real. They believe in science more than God is what I'm saying.
They believe in theories.
That's ridiculous to say. People believe in science more than people lean more to science than they lean to God.
Hey, stick with the question. Why don't you believe in God? That's my question. Why don't you believe in God?
There's no proof.
There's no proof.
There's more proof leaning that he doesn't exist than that he does exist.
Give me Deuteronomy 28. Give me Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. I'm finna show you because when you look around, this is proof, I'm telling you. The way that we live in, everything that's going on in society is proof.
Right.
The fact that our people can go into slavery for 400 years and then integrate into the same society with the people who put us in there, and the Bible said that it was going to happen, is proof that it's a God. Because that's not logical thinking on no shape, form, or fashion. But there's a spirit in man that God put up in there that's going to make everything in this Bible come to pass. There's going to be prophecies that's going to happen. Things must go according to the will of God. Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So the Bible said if you do not listen to God, which is the words in this Bible, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So I got a question for you. Do you feel like the black community is cursed?
I don't think any race is.
You don't think no race is cursed? Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What? Read again.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So when you go into any city in America, in Africa, in Europe, who are the cursed people in the city? Who lives at the bottom of society anywhere you go on the planet?
I'm talking race-wise?
Yes, I'm talking race-wise. Who lives in the bottom of society, anywhere they live?
That could differ depending on the state.
No, it cannot.
Yes, it does. The majority.
Brother,
Well, of course,
listen to me.
White dominated, but you go to Arizona, Texas, the majority is.
All right, so listen to me.
Mexican.
So, all right, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the children of Israel. So when I go to Texas, like you just said, when I go to the hood, who am I going to see drugged out on the corner? Who am I going to see laid out on the corner, drugged out?
Man, you can see.
When I go to Haiti, who am I going to see on the corner poor? But when you go to South Africa, Africa was ruled by black people, right? But when you go to Africa and you see white people, you never see white people in poverty. Why is that?
I can't speak on that. I've never been to South Africa, so that's.
Listen to me, brother. You trying to take your own understanding and you trying to ignore the facts that are set before you.
I'm not ignoring anything.
The fact. But you're telling me that your people are not in ghettos all across the world.
I'm not saying that.
All right, so you saying that they not in ghettos.
I'm not.
So what ghettos are white people in any point, in any place in the world?
Bro, everywhere. What
The
are you
majority
talking
rule.
about? It don't matter the race. Anybody can grow up anywhere, bro.
No, I'm talking about majority. You talking about one or two people. I'm talking about majority as a whole. As a whole, black people, when they get shot in the street, most of the time they get no justice. As a whole, black people cannot vote for a certain amount of time. As a whole, black people has no respect amongst no nation on the planet. There's a table. What is it? The European Union and NATO and all of them. They sit down and have a conference, a world conference on how this planet is supposed to be ran. Where do black people have a seat at there? The United Nations. Where do black people have a seat in the United Nations where they can say anything for the black people? It does not exist. That's the point. Read it again. Cursed shall thou be in the city. We are cursed for not keeping the commandments of God. And God said it was going to happen. So give me verse 48. Because I'm going to keep this chapter right here is full of curses that only you and these people on this sign are going to go through. Right. And God said that it was going to be a sign so you can know who you are in these last days. How you doing, brother? You listening? All right, so we bringing out the curses that blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans go through because God ordained it from the beginning and it's happening today. Whether we want to believe it or not, you can see it on the TV screen. You can hear it in your music. You can see it everywhere. And we're going to bring it out. Read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
So because you don't want to keep the commandments of God, he said you was going to serve your enemies. That's what a parent does to his people. If you don't do what your parents tell you to do, he going to say, all right, I'm done with you. Let the streets have you. Don't that what parents do? Ain't that what parents do? After so long you can't control them, you got to let them go to their own demise. That's what God said. Read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy,
Read.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Read.
In hunger.
You want food, my brother. Who do you have to go to? Well, who owns the store?
Depending on what store it is, I don't know.
Tell me, majority of the stores, who own them?
Jewish people.
Jewish people, a white man. Do black people own majority of the stores?
Nah.
The brother, who said yes? You said black people own majority of the stores. That's crazy because black people living in the hood.
Don't stop the cap.
Stop the cap, bro. Everybody out here lying to one another. That's why black people live in the hood. Because we ain't doing nothing but lying to one another. Read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy.
And that's why you serving another nation of people. Because you don't want to acknowledge truth when it's in your face. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee. In hunger.
Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst, you want water. You want things to supply, to keep yourself alive. You must go to another nation of people. Read.
And in nakedness.
You picked cotton for 400 years. You have to go to another nationality of people to get it. And that's a curse according to God. Read.
And in want of all things.
So tell me one thing on this planet that you don't have to go to another nationality of people to get. These are curses coming from God.
It's not normal.
This is not normal.
How is that? Explain what you just said.
Explain to me one thing on this planet that you can go to your people and your people solely for. Because God said, read that last part again.
And in want of
you got to go to another nation of people and want of anything. So you tell me what's one thing that you can go to your people to get?
A haircut.
I'm waiting.
Bro, I don't know how you're mixing race with religion. That this shit don't.
How do we mix race with religion?
Every race got a religion.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you.
Religion isn't race based though.
Religion? What you mean religion is not race based?
Race based. So I don't.
What? So when I go to America has a culture based on the religion that was brought up in this culture, which is white Jesus. Now, when you go to anywhere else on the planet, if you go to over there in Afghanistan, you cannot have a picture of white Jesus because they serve Allah.
Right.
When you go to China, all the Chinese people, they worship Buddha. When you go anywhere on the planet, your race goes with your religion. But in America, in a land of confusion, you learn that race and religion don't go together. But it's 10, 30 different guys based on every race. This is what I'm telling you, brother. You gotta stop thinking on what you feel and you gotta come down to truth. Because that's not true. That's what they tell you in your school. When you go to school and you learn the Pledge of Allegiance and they told you that all men were created equal, that's what they told you. That's where you learned that understanding from. But when you look around into society, that's not true. Black people are stronger than any other nation in all things.
That's right.
That's a fact. That's reality. That's why they pay us billions of dollars for entertainment, because they can't do it. This is truth according to the Bible. Read it again.
And in want of all things,
Read.
and he shall put a yoke of iron,
And these same people shall do what?
put a yoke of iron
Who put yokes of iron upon our neck? Read.
upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee.
And now we are destroyed in America. That's why we don't believe race and God go together. That's why we believe that we can serve the same God as the people who put us in the ghetto. You realize that they put us on chains and put us on ships for 400 years and sailed us back and forth across the Atlantic Ocean. And nobody has had any judgment for it. If you believe in God, you said you don't believe in God. So you just feel like all the atrocities that happen to your people, it is what it is.
First off, it was out of my control. And if it was a God, 400 years, right? That's what you
400
said.
years. Read.
It's been longer.
I mean, go ahead.
400 years.
Mm-hmm.
Where was God during those 400 years? These people, all these
Read verse
children,
15
all these
again.
children hospitals,
3-year-olds,
2-year-olds, tumors in their head, parents praying day in, day out. Wouldn't the children's hospital be the first place God go? And it's still, it's still 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds dying off of shit they can't control.
So can I answer your question?
Go ahead.
Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Give me Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24. He said if you don't do the commandments, it was going to be curses come upon you. We serve a God of law and order. If you don't do what he's saying, there's going to be punishments behind it. Right now, we are living through the punishments because the history in the Bible tells you that if we would have obeyed him, we had the planet. He said wherever we set our foot, it was ours. We had rulership over all of these nations.
So because of what we did in the past, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So you're saying because of what we did in the past is why people are living the curse.
Yeah, that's why we
what
are
that got to
cursed
do
to
with
this
kids in children's hospitals?
Because every day going through a judgment.
So because
Everybody must die, right?
20 years ago, meaning 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds.
Give me Exodus chapter 20.
That don't make sense.
Yes, it do. Because look, this is not your first time being on this earth. That's what you don't understand. You going through the curses of the things that you did before time. Yeah.
That's ridiculous to say.
How was that ridiculous to say?
I'm not saying what you just said now. I'm saying
Hosea 5:15.
Exodus 20 and verse, what I'm looking for? 5, read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy God.
So he said unto these graven images, all of these fake gods that we serve today, he said don't bow down yourself to them. Read.
Am a jealous God,
Because he is a jealous God. Read.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
He said he gonna pass all the sin that you did upon your children. Read.
Unto the third and fourth generation.
God said it's gonna keep on coming until our people get their mind right. He said it don't matter if your forefather did it, because guess what? When you came out, he taught you and you did the same thing.
And we
It's
still
gonna
doing
come up to you to change the cycle. Just like
What
we
was
all
that?
grew up in, most black people grow up in poverty.
What was that?
You won't grow up in poverty until you change what you do.
Jeremiah.
It's the same thing. God is a man of judgment. That's what we, give me Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. Give me what he called. Because that's what you gotta understand, bro. We not serving no God that they taught you out here. The God that we serve is really about that action.
Right.
Everything that he put us through, he said that he was gonna do it. Read that.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 15.
Read.
I will go and return to my place.
So the black people all over the world is going through what they're going through because God said what?
I will go and return to my place.
Read.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
You gotta acknowledge that God is only your God.
so. You saying because of what? You saying
Give me Deuteronomy
you
28:16.
saying because of what black people did in the past is why we reaping the benefits.
Jeremiah 7:26 is us. Watch,
Yeah.
watch this.
So what black people did in the past is why we reaping the benefits now. That's what you're saying.
We not reaping no benefits or nothing.
You just said that.
We going through the curses because of what happened in the past, yeah.
It ain't a benefit.
That's not a
Bro, that's
benefit.
delusional. That's not how real life works, bro.
What do you mean?
Because of what my
Tell
dad
me-
or granddad did don't mean I'm finna reap the benefits of it. That
So,
don't make no sense.
if your dad was a crackhead and he didn't leave you nothing, ain't you gonna be poor? Like, what are you talking about?
But no, that's not what you explaining though.
That is what I'm explaining.
No, you're explaining it as
a
As a spiritual thing, because it's gonna happen over generations.
you acting like because of how my granddad or my dad think. That's how I'ma think. That's literally what you.
No, I didn't say that. I said you was
I
going
would say that's
to
what-
listen to what I'm saying. I said you was going to end up in a condition, and it's going to be your job to change the cycle.
Right.
That's all I said. You going to live a certain lifestyle just like you were born. Nothing that you did made rap music and twerking all on your radio stations while white people dance to damn hippie or whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that we did. It was a whole crack epidemic. So now the kids of this generation rap about drugs and sex. It's
That's been a thing
it's a
for you.
no.
It has though.
But why do it affect our people the way it do?
Why do it affect people the way it do?
Why does it affect our people the way that it does?
People get influenced differently, bro. That don't gotta do with just the way I get influenced ain't gonna be the same way you get influenced. Everybody's brain is different. You can't expect you generalizing too hard.
Jeremiah
No,
7:26.
no.
Hard, you generalizing
Give
hard
me
as
that.
hell.
Jeremiah
You
7:26.
saying I'm generalizing, but how? It's a black experience in America. There's a white experience in America.
I'm not saying
That's why white people, they love to
Jeremiah 7:26.
dance our culture. They love to dance our music. But when you ask them if they want to beat us, they say, hell no. But they gonna hang with you all day long because of this experience. It's not a generalization. It's not a generalization. It is a fact. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You keep saying everything is a generalization. It's not. It's reality. That's why I'm able to compare and contrast things. Because that's what's going on. Hold on.
We work with anybody and form coalition with anybody that has revolution on their mind. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary.
This is a revolution of God. This time that we're living in, the greatest time on earth, revolution. Spiritual and biblical revolution. All these lives will be shut down in the earth. I live He's strong in the Lord. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive.
You are now flying.
You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all